What's up, Node.js developers? Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you had amazing time spending with your families during this Christmas period. Today we are going to continue building a little bit of chill coding and continue working on the last application from my challenge of building 4 apps in 4 weeks this December. We are very close to the end of this challenge, and I'm wrapping up the last application, and I'm doing this for Notjust Hackathon. Notjust Hack, which is our online hackathon for mobile developers, that is happening this December. All you have to do is build and launch an application to the market, and you have a chance to win amazing prizes like a MacBook Pro M4. More information about the hackathon you can find at notjust.dev. But the most important thing is that now the submission is open. If you go to notjust.dev, there will be a big button at the top to submit your application. And if your application is already public on the market, either Play Store or Apple Store, App Store, go ahead and submit it, because the deadline for the hackathon is 31st December. So there is still a bit of time to finish up the last features. And we decided to extend the submission period until January 14th. So from January 1st to January 14th, don't add any new features, but use this time to finish the submission process and fixing issues that you get from submission to App Store or Play Store. Anyway, my plan for this period was to build and launch 4 weeks and four apps in 4 weeks. We already built 3 applications. 1 of them is on the market, 2 of them are still in review, and now we are building a 4th one, and I'm documenting the whole journey here in daily live streams. If you enjoy what you are seeing, make sure to subscribe to our channel. That helps us a lot. And now we can go back to the project that we are building. Hello everyone who is joining us live. How are you doing, guys? Probably today is going to be a more quiet day. I guess people are still enjoying their time off. It's probably only me who is coding during Christmas. But yeah, I decided to do some coding to wrap up this application. Anyway, here is the application that I'm building. I decided to build money management application. We already have a way to track our income sources. We can add new income sources. We can then use the income sources to allocate and create budgets based on that. Here we are. And today we're going to continue working on it. How are you doing, guys? How is everyone here? Let me quickly open up a Notion page and see what is our next steps. Okay, here is the Notion page. Here is the 4th application. Here are the keywords that I'm trying to target, like a budget planner, a money manager, money tracker. And these are some of the first features that we wanted to implement. I think a chart of would be interesting. I think a chart like when you go to the budgets, we would love to see like the distribution between the incomes. But is that the most important part right now? So we have charting, predefined categories. That would be nice for budgeting, tracking income sources. Okay. Tracking assets like real estate, investment, crypto, cash, and so on. Let me try to see how hard it's going to be to implement like some charts for our income and budgeting tools. And I'm thinking about some donuts chart to track like the split. For example, in budgeting, like to have a visual representation of where the money is going to. So let's see, maybe React Native charts. What charts for React Native would you recommend? The chart kit, or to go with the React Native SVG? The chart wrapper is using like the charts. I didn't try like the React Native SVG, but I know that it's quite a popular library to build charts with. But isn't it going to be too hard for like too much work for us? Pie chart. Look, that's what I'm looking at. So how is the pie chart implemented? Let me see an example of a pie chart. So it's another library. So yeah, maybe I'm going to type React Native SVG chart. Pie chart. I don't know which one to choose, React Native Chart Kit or React Native SVG chart. This is 4 years ago, the last commit, and this is 2 years ago. Okay, let's give it a try for which one? This one? React Native SVG chart. So I'm gonna start by installing React Native SVG. SVG, and then what? Then we do well, for SVG I think everything is done. Now we need to do the same for SVG chart. And most probably I'm going to have npm config for these legacy pure dependencies. So let me create the file .npm rc, and I'm going to do now most probably I have to do npx expo pre-build. And npx expo run iOS to rebuild it. While this is rebuilding, let me check the docs for how we're gonna render the chart. We are interested in a pie chart, so the pie chart, okay. Let's go ahead and say we're gonna do the pie chart for these budgets, right? Maybe we can create a folder for budgets, and we can add combine already things by feature. So it's going to be something like this. The documentation still has class components, which is interesting. Let's transform this one from a class component to a function. I'm gonna do export default budget pie chart. It's gonna have a data. It's gonna have a function random color, pie data, and the return. That's it. So this is still using like some random data. but okay, it's rebuild, so hopefully it's going to know where to look for. Maybe I'm going to also try to install the types for React Native charts. This is not gonna need a rebuild, but we can go ahead and take this one and go into the application budgets index and say that in the header, I'm thinking of maybe splitting it half and half, where half is the chart what that gonna look like. Budgets, so budgets. Background white. Why we cannot see anything? Probably it's because like something. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now we see something. We see the chart. What if it's not gonna be flex row? What if it's going to be like this? So total income allocated and remaining. Okay, okay. So what do we do to actually take real data from here? It's going to be like following. So we take this data is going to be our budgets, similar to how in index we have here in the flat list sorted budgets. Probably we send them here as data sorted budgets. And we're going to get data budgets. Budget. Let's call it actually budgets. Now, they are still, some of them are with percentage, some of them are with number, right? So if I do a console log budgets, some of them have fixed amount, as we saw. I don't know, if I do clear here and then Shift M to open Drizzle Studio. 1 second. So if I open it here, we still have like some of the budgets are fixed amount, some of them are percentage. I think at this layer I need to calculate them properly. Sorted budgets. Because we do this calculation here in the budget item. Amount and percentage. But I think I need to do it here. Total budget amount. Let's do here a map through what's that going to look like. So budgets with amounts. Budget map amount is either the fixed amount. Let's actually call it fixed amount. Or percent. If it's fixed amount, if it has fixed amount, use it. Otherwise, calculate it based on percentage, and it needs total income. Or 0. By dividing by 0 is not possible, so I don't know. I'm gonna divide it by 1. It's not gonna make sense here, but anyway. And percentage, calculate percentage. Do I need that, or can I just do it in line and that's it? And now I think here it's going to already have it, so we don't have to reduplicate it again and again. I think I don't need to send it here. In the budget item. Item dot percentage, and here item dot fixed amount. Can do war 0, and here war 0. So if I go to budgets, here it works, and I no longer need to send anything additional. I'll do the calculations once. And I can do the same. sorted budgets here. And the data is going to be budgets dot map, not fixed amount or maybe fixed amount or percentage wise, but anyway, it's kind of the same. The color is random. So if I do reload budgets, 10, 5, and there is one part which is unallocated. You can see code. Oh, sorry. Thank you for letting me know. Here is the code. Budget. I think here total income maybe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to this data unallocated amount. Let's do data.push unallocated amount. So here we can do unallocated amount is going to be remaining. Let's remaining amount, probably like this. And I will check if it's remaining amount, if it's less than 0, and I will do it here as well, where unallocated amount. If I go here, okay, now it makes more sense, because before it didn't make sense in terms of percentages. And I think I just have to somehow highlight them. With the same color as we have here, so that it's going to map correctly. So our budgets, they will have a color code. Let's do here, define an array of colors that we can use for the chart. Let's do 20 colors. No, something like that. Come on. Let's do color is going to be the budget ID. And then I can take this color, and I think I'm going to have it here in the pie chart. Instead of random color, think I can do we have index value data.filter map value. Data, maybe I'm going to map to an object where this is going to be the actual value, and this one is going to be the color, is going to be budget.color. TypeScript is not gonna know it, but yeah, for us it makes sense. And yeah, unallocated amount is also going to have a color. The color is going to be probably gray, so gray. Now, filter value, not value, but data point dot value, data point. Value is going to be data point dot value. Fill is going to be data point dot color. And I don't need random colors. Now they have, I guess, proper colors, but we could try it again. Yeah, starting from top. I know I was expecting something like this, but I can test that by going into my budget item and saying that this pressable that has background white, I'm going to do here a border left 4, border green. Let's just do with green. Okay, I have it there on the left. Maybe 4 is even less, but maybe 6. Come on, what happened there? So border 6, 8. Oh, come on, where are you? Border 8, 9. Something like that, maybe even more, just to okay, 8 is good. And instead of green, I will do a custom color. So if I do like this, it's going to work, right? Yes. So instead of that, I'm going to do here a template string, which I can insert here a value variable, which is going to be what happened? I did this. So here we're gonna put the item dot color. Does it work? No, it doesn't work. No, something doesn't work here. So let's see what's up with item console log item.color. So item.color exists, but why it's not working here? Why it's not working? I think it's because it's not available. It doesn't know that it exists. So maybe I'm going to do it here with an old style class, border left color like this. Yep. And now we see what? We see the mapping of these colors. And why is it starting with this red? Oh, it's the ID. Maybe it should be the index. Chart colors dot length. Taking randomly by the ID, which is kind of good, maybe. But ID is what? It's also a number. Should you use header navigation layout for navbar, like to show user data, profile and settings icon, or to use a component? Header navigation layout for navbar. Not sure if I understand the question, but probably I would use the header navigation layout. Hello, happy Christmas. Thank you very much. Happy Christmas to you as well. I think that I can simplify a little bit this stuff. For example, for the remaining or unallocated, probably I can do an item here I can show. In this index, I think I can do here budget item. What does it do and what does it need? But I think I can do here, look. After the pie chart here, I can do a render a budget item component for the unallocated amount. It kind of does it again. Can we reuse the budget item component? So here, unallocated instead of there, but we see it here. And it's the same color as we used to render it on the chart. Maybe it can actually be part of this one. In your previous live stream, have you showed how to use Supabase Edge functions for hosting API keys? Yeah, I used it in the second and in the third project during this challenge. I'm making a chat up, but on some screens I want to display user avatar in the header with nav buttons. Of course, I can create a component for that. I'd encourage you to use the, for example, stack screen header right, and here you just render an image in the header right. So you still use the stack screen with all its functionalities, back buttons and so on, but for the header right, it's going to render here things like that. And you have the same header left. So this would only customize that part of a header, not the whole header. Let's add the unallocated budget to the array with all the budgets here and handle them together instead of separate. Will it understand? I'm thinking to add it like right into the item, so it's going to be rendered by the flatlist item with data.push. So what will it do? But not in the pie chart. No. I don't want it to be in the pie chart. I want it to be here in this budget. Let's add the unallocated budget to the array with all the budgets. This will help us handle it the same way, both in the list and in the chart. We can also call it either unallocated if the remaining is more than 0, or over budget if the remaining is more than 0 or less. Let's see what it's going to do. So what it does, it adds this all budgets, which keeps all the sorted budgets, but pushes one at the end. Maybe I would like to push it one at the top, but we can change it. The ID is going to be unallocated. The name is going to be remaining amount is more than 0, unallocated or over budget. And the color I will also adjust. Fixed amount. Why is it doing the math? I don't know. And it's going to, yeah, I think that's what I want. Let's do accept all. Come on, accept. I don't think I need the ABS here. This is going to be also either red or gray. And as I said, I want to add it at the top here. And if I add something over, we see an over budget of a lot. But what's gonna happen with this over budget? I don't know. Doing stream on Twitch? Yeah, I do. However, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue streaming on Twitch. But for this challenge, I was streaming on Twitch. Over budget, over budget. No, I don't like this approach of over budget because it works well for unallocated budgets, but not very good for over budget. Because over budget should not be part of a chart. Yeah, it's challenging to do a money management application to do it right. React Native bottom sheet to view it. To view what exactly? To view the chart? Probably like to see it there always. Over budget remaining. Or what we can do here is I can have here if remaining is more than 0, not push but unshift to put it at the beginning. So if it's more than 0, we do unallocated remaining amount. I will do that here. And the number is -1. Can I do that? And else, if it's more than 0, we do over budget with color, but without maybe with a fixed amount, or without percentage, or maybe we should have percentage. This is adding. Yeah, with unallocated, I think I'm very happy. It makes sense. It doesn't like the color? Or what it doesn't like? Nodes. Oh, yeah. Nodes. Null. Look at examples of over budget chat. I don't think they display that. How do I do that? Over budget chart. Especially like in allocated. Let me see, can I add here some data in the pie chart? Pie chart, data. This is with labels. With labels, data, amount VG, labels, and we do pie chart, and we render labels. What that is going to do or look like. Pie chart and labels. And this should be from React Native SVG. What? How does it work? Pie chart. Stand pie chart props. How does this one work? Is chart and access component now accepts a children? Important note that all children must be a React Native component in order for that to be rendered by the chart. Okay. Maybe it should be like these labels. Value. Okay, so it has some circles there. Slices. But where does it take from? Okay, there is also height and width here. I see. Okay, so I'm gonna move back a bit until we get to the text. And what we wanted here is slices, height and width. Let's do, yeah, I think everything was working. It was ABC. Trying to figure out how this works. Slices. But we saw that I had slices. What's happening here? Why in this case it does not work? Okay, is it okay? Now it works. Interesting. Well, I think it's the data. I think it should be data.value or something like that. So let me look at slices. It should have data key svg value. Yeah, not amount but value. And this one I can remove. Math.round. Okay, font size 12. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to also do here probably is say that the where the data, the value, then we're gonna do percentage is equal to budget dot percentage, and I'm gonna say don't show this value if percentage is less than something. So if data dot percentage is less than 10, return null. Maybe 20. So data value percentage. No, wait a second. What am I doing here? Let me do. Okay, now it works. And I will say here 10. If it's 1, if it's 10. So this is. What's going on? I don't see. This one the percentage 78. And at the top is something like 20. This is 10. Why this one says is 20? Okay, this one probably is a bug from the past. But now this one works, okay. Okay. I don't know why the dollar sign doesn't work here. Okay, now that works better. If we add it as a template string, I can even do it like this. So 499, okay. So it only shows if it's more than 10% because otherwise it's going to be too small. Because yeah, if we do, I don't know, 5%, it's going to show the others as well, but it's quite small. So I'm going to keep it as 10%. Yeah, I see Lisa is recommending the same, to hide the level if amount is less than, because you can't see them anyway. Read your mind. Yes. For unallocated, I think this is too dark. Like, yeah, something like that would be nice. And now I think because when I press on one of them, I have something, like I don't know where, but for example, on press, I have this press. I know what item I'm pressing on. I think I need to highlight it in the list. So for example, if I have here const highlighted budget, budget ID, and if I do, let's do set highlighted budget ID, for example, on select equal to set highlighting, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna say on select, and when we press, we're going to call on select data point.id. I don't like that this one is separated from this one. So I'm going to think about a way to put them together. Because in the end, I'm not gonna have probably this one. By data. I'm not gonna look for data. I think I'm gonna start looking for budgets. I'm going to filter out the ones that have percentage. I'm gonna keep only the ones that have percentage less than 0. Then I'm going to map over budget, because there's already a budget. I'm gonna say, hey, data point.color is going to be budget.color. On press, I'm going to do budget.id. This one is going to be PyIndex. I don't think so. I think I will do simply budget.id and value and percentage, like this. So I don't need this one. I'll just work with one array. Now if I go here, still works. And I think I can if I press on this one, not here, but in the list, I see -1, I see 4, 11, and so on. Okay, and I can say budget item. I don't need to send their total income. But I'll do is highlighted. It's going to be if ID is equal to this one. Now there, I'm going to do is highlighted boolean property. And I'm going to do for the background color, let's do it conditionally. Is highlighted BG, I don't know, something like that. Otherwise BG white. So if I go here and press on this one, highlights. If I change it, highlights, and so on. Maybe slate is not what I'm looking for, but how to highlight it. Three renders the chart. Okay, and I no longer need here the ID. Maybe this total should be something like allocated X out of this, right? Maybe, I don't know. Let's update the header that displays the stats. Total income allocated remaining as one number allocated X out of Y. What's going to look like? Budgets. maybe something like that. But even now is too much. Like remaining, I don't think should be done anything here. Maybe that's better. To remove a white background behind the pie chart. Is it better? Okay, something like that. I don't know. The pie chart itself has a height of 200. Maybe I should do it more, like 250, and it's going to be like more like this. And I think, yeah, like it should be below this part. Yeah, I think now it's good. What like now it's good, but what happens if it's over allocation? Maybe or white background for the background of the screen and allocation views little grayish, but do as you like. Yeah, maybe. We'll see, like regarding the design and so on. Aswin, are you asking where I am from? Crazy budget. Let's add a crazy budget here that would push us forwards. Now we see crazy. For some reason, it's kind of the same as this one. And it's over budget. Let's render the total, this one, total budget amount. With red. Remaining amount, if it's less than 0, let's do text red. And maybe even a and I think it's clear, like it's over budget. And if I go ahead and adjust it to 4K, save budget, it's still quite a lot. Let's add an advice line below the allocated. If it's over budget, say you are X, your budgets are X more than your total income. Just so. And if it is under budget, say you still have X unallocated money, so and so. How often do you do hackathons like this one? Usually we do them at least once a year. We'll see like how this will perform, how many of you will submit your projects, and maybe we're gonna do more next year. Do you emulate or use real iPhone for your development preview? Only when I get to test flight. Usually I use like the mobile phone for the simulator for most of the stuff. But at some point, like I just let's also add a icon, example tip. Accept. Okay, something like that. Should I do it outside the whole thing? What if I do this closing view here? And if I adjust them to 2000, save, you still have an allocated, consider budgeting this amount. I think that's good, like the tip. I still don't really like this part, the top part, how it is designed. where it is positioned and so on, but yeah. It would be so cool to have hackathons every 3 months to motivate people and build a startup community. Yeah, that would be really cool. Maybe we can do that more often next year. Okay. All right, so I'm going to commit this one here. Git add git commit. For income sources, I would do the same, like I would at least show the split between active and passive income, and maybe between different sources as well. Well, we can do that either now or later. Let's see. Give me a second, I'm gonna take a short break and we continue. Hello. Should I do more vibrant colors? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But maybe the previous ones were better. Okie dokie, what else do we do here? Do we improve what we have or do we add new stuff? How do you plan to allocate the incomes? Tracking expenses day by day. I think tracking incomes. No. This one goes here. But tracking actual incomes and expenses, I think these can be categorized together into a transactions because they are transactions, things that are happening. And it can be either an income, which is a plus transaction coming towards you, or a minus transactions that you're sending away or you're paying. Tracking assets, bank accounts, real estate, investments, crypto, and so on. Let me put them maybe in a tabs navigator. For example, I'm gonna create a folder here, tabs. Let's create the layout.tsx. And this is going to be our tabs. And let's put here the budget and the income sources. And in the layout, do we have something here? No, we don't. Maybe we can. What's this one? Where is it coming from? Tabs, budgets, index. Here I did something, what? Why it's not tabs? Oh, because it's the index. But the index in our case is going to redirect towards income sources. Okay, towards income sources. That means that this layout is going to have screen options, header shown false. Then inside budget, they are going to be into a layout.tsx, because they will be into into a stack. And the same things here should be a person layout for income sources. Similar to this one. Now it should be budgets and income sources. And some of the headers are not needed anymore. Maybe in the tabs we're gonna do, hey, the first tabs dot screen with a name budgets, header shown, false. In the budgets is good, and here we need to do the same for income sources. Good, now let's add some icons, expo vector icons. Yeah, maybe this one. So for income sources, the tab bar icon is going to be this one. Come on. Come on, let's import it from the expo icons. Okay. Let's send here the color and the size. And for budgets, I think it's going to be the pie chart. So here we're gonna have tab bar icon. And again, let's give here proper size and proper color. Okay, so we have budgets and we have income sources. Tab bar. And probably income sources would be first, right? I'm thinking about this transaction. Like, I really didn't want to get into that because I didn't want to try to track every penny. But I think transaction would be like maybe the actual stuff that is happening. For example, we are budgeting for, let's say, mortgage. Let's do this one. Mortgage. And we would go ahead and say, hey, this month we paid it, just a press of a button and it adjusts, it tracks like this month you paid this amount. Because it can be different than your budget. And then we can track like if this month you're staying within your budget or if you're over the budget, if based on that, like based on this data that you add like every month, maybe we can look at, suggest like what, suggest like things to change in your budget and so on. And you don't have to track like every single small expense, but maybe for food and you add like all the money there and so on. And this way we can also show a history. This is also nice because knowing these assets and liabilities, you can then calculate the net worth. Damn, finances is an interesting topic. So yeah, I'm again in this kind of I don't know what's next situation as I was previous week. At one point this is happening. Probably I just need to sit down and think, maybe look at some examples or think exactly what I want to get out of it. Or maybe for the first step, maybe this is enough. Because if I target the keywords budget planner, this actually helps you create a budget and plan your budget. And money manager, yeah, we see the money in, money out, and so on. So maybe for now this is going to be enough, but probably I'm gonna call it a day for today. I'm gonna think about what's going to be the next step, and tomorrow we actually have to finish the application because tomorrow is the last day, right? Oh, I cannot wait. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead, think and plan what exactly is gonna happen with this application, and tomorrow maybe we're gonna prepare it for the store. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. I wish you all good luck and happy holidays. I also will take a bit of time off to spend it with my family, and I hope you're enjoying this time of the year as well. All right, so let's call it a day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck with your applications, and make sure to go ahead to notjusthack.com and submit your application. There is a button to submit the application once your application is publicly available on App Store or Google Play. Cannot wait to see your submissions.